Hi, everyone, and welcome back to our Danziger Live. Must start by saying that it was wonderful seeing a few of you during the Alsmere Trade Fair last week. It was finally we could meet in person, face to face, so it was fun. My name is Betty Finkelstein, and I am the cut flower marketing manager at Danziger. We are a global breeder for the past almost 70 years, and we breed many varieties, which you must probably know, like the Excellence and Million Stars Gypsophila, Scoop Scabiosa, Painful Prespedia, Skylar Veronica, Green Dragon Lipidium, and many, many more. Today, I have the pleasure of having both Alison Bradley and the wonderful Reka Kurtos. I hope I pronounced it correctly, right? To talk about one of the most beautiful time of the year, Christmas. Reka will share with us a series of designs for the Christmas and winter period, and she will share some ideas and tips how to decorate your shop, the window, and I'm sure it will be most probably exquisite. As always, feel free, and I see that every one of you are already using the chat, so wonderful. Feel free to use the chat for questions. Alison will make sure to answer everything as fast as we can during the webinar. We will also answer questions from the Danziger Live Facebook page and Cut Flowers page. So either way, we'll pop the question and send it to Alison, don't worry. And if we missed anything, let us know and we will answer it on the Danziger Live page. It's a good opportunity to remind you to follow us on Danziger Live Facebook page and or on Imagine More Flowers Instagram, where you can be more inspired with the work of our wonderful florists, and with Alison together, we try to give as many tips, ideas, and inspiration to us all. Now I think we can start and have some fun with both Alison and Reka. So good luck and enjoy, and see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye, gorgeous Betty. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Danziger Live, as Betty rightly says. And I'm just reading here, which poor Reka can't see just now because we banned her from reading this. But I can see all the countries that are coming in, and it's actually remarkable. From Canada, from America, from Pakistan, from Poland, from the UK, from Ireland, Reka. We've got people from Ireland, yay! So welcome, all of you. If any of, greetings from Glasgow. Well, darling, we've got to say hello to the greetings from Glasgow because I come from Glasgow. And to answer one question that came in from Brenda, yes, the tulip called Alison Bradley is named after me. Yeah, one of the biggest honors of my life. So here we are. We're moving over to the city of Dublin, where the lovely creature known as Reka hangs out. Because, and Wales are in as well, because Reka's shop is an incredibly busy shop and it's quite tight for space. I think that's fair to say. So Reka has very kindly moved back to her home, has pulled the place apart and is going to do as a demonstration from home. So Reka, hi, darling.
Hello. Hi, Alison, and hi, everyone. Thanks for coming.
Oh, listen, I think it's going to be a real blast because this is the first time on Danziger Live where we're specifically focusing on floristry for the Christmas / winter period, but commercial floristry. So floristry that is supposed to entice and be a saleable product, because it's really interesting, I think, for people to see unusual techniques, things that take quite a lot of time in terms of if you were a competitor or something like that. It's great, but it's also useful to find out about people who've got their feet on the floor. They're at the front line of defense in floristry, as I like to call it. So Reka's going to do that for us for the first time ever on Danziger Live. So we're quite excited about this, darling. And you've even worn a Christmas jumper for us, which is great. I am not wearing my Santa sweater for anyone. So that's just not happening. So Reka, can you tell us a little bit about your business? Because you originate from Hungary, but then moved to Ireland. Is that correct?
I have indeed. It happened, I think, about 16 or 17 years ago.
Okay.
Just for a change of life, change of scenery, change of anything. And I started to work for a company. Then I moved on to another company about 2 years later. And I worked for the second company maybe 2.5, 3 years, and I felt like it's time for a change. So I made an offer on the business I worked for.
Wow. Cool.
Business, and ever since I'm running it. So here we are at it's 10 years now.
Wow. So your company is called Annie Bloom. Yeah.
Correct.
And you have a really interesting approach to business, which has always impressed me, I have to say. You've got your finger on the pulse, and quite often I find that you're kind of ahead of the pack. So can we first talk about your front window? I mean, because this is probably going to surprise a lot of people. When I first knew you and knew the shop, you had what I would call a normal, whatever that may be, front window. But you made a change. Do you
I
want
have
to
made
tell
a
us about
change.
that?
Yes, I have made a change. So we basically got rid of the classic prop window and we brought the inside out, to put it very simple and short.
Yeah.
Now we make a display every day outside of the shop. We make it very attractive. We put lots of different items outside, including bouquets, plants, gifts, outdoor items, lovely things. We change it every day. We actually spend quite a lot of time creating the outside window because it's eye-catching. It's the front of your shops. So why would you want to show the same static thing every day instead of putting new things on every day?
Yeah.
You know, Pix change the window every couple of days. Other shops change the windows every so often. So we might as well do it rather than just once a season.
Yeah. So we have a photograph of this now. Behind the scenes, we have a lovely guy called Jonathan. Yeah, here we go. And here's a picture of Annie Bloom. And obviously this is the autumnal look, yeah. But you can see that what Reka did was to create a frosted backdrop window with her logo, yeah. Have you found
Yes.
that benefits you?
So it looks really nice from the outside, even when we are closed. So it's more, it's more branding. So it's more to get into people's heads, and even if they drive by, so they will remember us the next time, and so on, so on. And it also gives us more space inside.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. So it's a space saver.
It's a space saver inside, and it's a money maker outside because we have other shops around us. So basically, anywhere people go, we are in a little cul-de-sac. It's only people come in who come there for a reason. So there are a few other shops. There's a boutique, a pharmacy, and a supermarket. And if they go to those shops, they all pass my shop. So there's impulse buying.
Yeah. So this is your impulse buy area. It's a great idea. It's something you see quite often in Europe when you're going around looking at floristry shops. There's a lot of material outside. I'm going to ask the million-dollar question. Yeah, here we go from Brenda. Do you have issues with rain? I can assure you, Brenda, there's a lot of rain in Ireland. But have you any issues with damage for rain, Reka?
Not particularly, no. So we have an awning that we can open out. So anything that is sensitive for the rain, we pull to the back, so it's somewhat protected, and put things to the front that don't get damaged by the rain.
Okay.
Also, because we change it every day, it's never once exactly the same. If it's a rainy day, we put things out that are more outdoorsy, outdoor land.
Yeah.
The stack of pumpkins and those sort of things. They're made for outdoors anyway, so they might as well just be out there in the rain.
Yeah. So what David Hamilton's here asking is, can the outdoor window be done year round? Well, yeah, of course. Can't
Yes.
it? Yes. Yeah. So we just don't have a picture of her winter window as yet, but I'm sure we'll get to it. Now, before we go into the actual demonstration as such, if it's okay with you, I'd like to talk about something else that seriously impressed me. A few years ago, you came up with a great idea. You did a terrific amount of research on it. It was about deliveries and the cost and convenience level of delivering. And you made a massive change to what you do. Can you explain that to the audience?
Okay, so it happened in the pandemic. We got so busy that we ended up with 60, 80, 100 deliveries a day. And this might be a very little number to some shops, but for my shop, it was a huge number because we're a very, very small company. At the time, I only had 2 employees when this all happened.
Right.
I had to hire another person, and I always wanted to go and do this as more eco-friendly as possible. I wanted to do, I'm very keen on, you know, saving the planet. And I do as much as I can to do this. And I came up with the idea of buying a cargo bike. So it's an electric bike. I have a custom-made box that is designed for our vases and our hat boxes, and you can alter the inside of it depending on what you have to deliver. Mm-hmm. You can close the top if it's raining. It's electric, so it goes fast and it goes far. Mm-hmm. So we covered that within 5 days. In the very first 5 days of the cargo bike, we put 1,000 kilometers into it. So if you translate that into carbon footprints that we have saved, it's enormous.
Okay.
So it makes a huge difference. Obviously, especially now that the fuel is so expensive, it's more expensive than it ever was.
Exactly.
So it saves you money on the long run, and it saves you the planet as well.
Jonathan, can we see a photograph of the gentleman outside the shop? There you go. So you can see the electric bike there, and the lid is down on the holder, but that's the delivery unit that goes out. Obviously, you've still got a van as well, but there's been an interesting thing happened because of the electric bike, because of the attraction of passing strangers seeing this. You've used this as a very clever marketing strategy. Can you share that with us as well, please?
So what we did was, with the marketing, is we branded this side of the box. Mm-hmm. We then made up little eco-friendly wraps of sweets and eco-friendly pens and little business cards, you know, like a tiny little giveaway package. Yeah. So every time somebody stopped Frankie on the road asking about the bike, or if he delivered something and people were asking something, or they were just looking at things, he handed over a packet of this little promotion thing. And he's charming anyway. So it's not that difficult for him to sort of catch attention and chat people up. And it was just kind of natural to the kids to do this. And it became a thing. Yeah. We got spoken about. People come in and tell us that, oh, I had seen your bike on the road the other day. We get phone calls, and people ask us specifically to be delivered on the bike, because they want to be eco-friendly themselves as well.
So that's a question that's come in from David again, saying that, so have people actually requested the use of the bike? And they have.
Yes, they have.
That's amazing.
Several times, yes.
Okay, and so Teresa saying, how big is your delivery? Oh, if I could only speak, I'd be lethal. How big is your delivery radius for the bike?
For the bike.
Yeah.
So
Do you have to curtail how far he can travel realistically?
you do, for the only reason it's because of the time.
Yeah.
He can go really fast, and because it's on the bike, you know, the bus lane or little cut throughs that you wouldn't get through on a little estate, it's fairly fast. So we can actually go fairly far. So I would easily stretch to a 15-kilometer radius on the bike comfortably. You can push it more if you wanted, but 15 is comfy enough.
Sure.
If you're fit enough to do it as well.
If you weren't before, you will be afterwards, that's for sure. Especially if it's uphill, my goodness. One other question from someone that I was about to ask. Helen says, how about things being stolen from outside the shop? Is it a major problem for you, or is it about the same as when the shop was open, or is there a difference?
Look, I'm pretty sure it depends on what area you're in as well.
Sure.
But I genuinely only think in the past, since I have the shop 10 years, I maybe had 3 or 4 things stolen. And I remember really well years ago. So I had these little blackboards that looked like a little daisy, and we put price tags. And some people throw them out of the plants, but they didn't take the plants. But that was what I remember. But I also have left things outside by accident, big expensive things, like a big family of reindeer. It was really busy and we were really tired, and I just forgot to pull them in, and they were there the next morning.
Brilliant. Well, that's excellent.
In my area, it's not an issue.
Yeah, because as you say quite rightly, it's about the area that you're in. Well, listen, we've talked about that, and we'll keep talking about this whole project that you've done, which is brilliant, I think. And also your theories on what florists should charge is also very interesting. But shall we go on to your first design, please?
Yes. Okay. So my first design is a very simple little it's a
lovely. Yeah.
On here. So this is going to be an Advent wreath.
Right.
So basically I just used a very simple container that has foam in it, and I covered it with wool, and I decorated it with little natural birch stars. And people who know me for loving natural products.
Yeah.
And then I based it kind of up and down with Million Star. I absolutely love this jip, because if you're into details like myself, you would very much appreciate, if you look close, the shape of these tiny little flowers are amazing. They look like tiny little trumpets.
Okay.
It's very good for lasting.
Yeah.
So one large stem you get. This one was based with 2 stems, 2 heavy stems. That's very cheap if you want to factor it into your whole design.
Wow, absolutely, yeah.
And it's not that time consuming. It took me about 10 minutes to base it. So I have little candle holders in for my candles. These are made of metal. You can buy them from different suppliers.
Okay.
They're good for 2 things. They're quick and easy to put in. And the other thing about them is that because of the metal part, they give you that bit of an extra protection in case people leave, you know, they put the candles on and they leave them.
Yeah.
So I have 4 candles, which probably 1 or 2 of them are broken because I dropped them when I brought them home. So I'm going to put in here. They might stand a little crooked, but you get the idea.
No, it's lovely.
What we're going to do is I'm just going to decorate it with a few little heads of orchids.
Okay, some video.
Mini
While you're doing that, can I ask you a question from Amy?
Yeah.
Hello, Amy, who's asking, can customers request no foam to be more eco-friendly? So
they can
have that option. Yes.
They can indeed. As most of you know, it's more expensive either because of the time that goes into it or because of the medium that you're using.
Yeah.
But a lot of people do go for it because they feel that they have to. So we do give this option to your clients. I'm not foam free and I'm not against foam because I truly believe that a lot of businesses can't survive without the foam.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of other things you can do to do your business for the.
Sure. It's very interesting because a mutual friend of ours, Morgan Douglas Nuth, did a trial on that, and he launched his mono bouquets online, which went off like a rocket because they were totally eco-traceable. His wrapping was eco-friendly, etc. And it was just you know, fascinating that he built up a new customer base based on his eco-friendly stuff. But when it came to funeral work, and this is probably a British kind of thing, but when it came to funeral work, they didn't want to use the compostable bases. They didn't want them used. They wanted to go back to the standard formats. So there's this duality going on as well. So it's not something that can be explained. I don't know how to explain it, and he would like it explained to him, actually.
Maybe it's just that, you know, when people are in grief, there's no explanation for many things, and that's just it.
Yeah,
and also there are some products that are just impossible to make without the foam.
Yeah.
Or almost impossible, and that's it.
Well, what Teresa from Minneapolis is saying, hi Teresa, is that there's now a compostable foam from a company in Minneapolis. Yeah, there are various compostable foams available. And there's a new one that's relatively new that's come into Europe, which actually is almost like dirt. It's quite intriguing. But when we've trialed it, a lot of the florists have been saying that, okay, you can do a design in it, but when it comes to transporting something, it's not that easy. Okay, so foliage, is this you hitting in our green dragon by any chance?
It is our green dragon.
Yeah.
It's one of my absolute favorite products. It literally goes into anything and everything I do and make in my shop because it's extremely pretty.
Yeah.
It's extremely good for lasting. You literally can't kill the thing. And it's very flexible. So you could just sort of insert one end into the foam and then you can twist around a little bit. You can use them up and down. You can use them in bunches, and it's really one stem. Obviously, if you buy these things, you know that you buy by the weight. So the heavier you buy, the more expensive it will get.
Yeah.
However, of a heavy stem, you get so much out that this is what I'm using here. It's literally probably just a tiny bit of leftover of one stem.
Wow.
I use maybe one in a large hand-tied bouquet that I make.
Yeah.
It's only one stem, one heavy stem goes into it because it goes into and it spreads so really nicely. So it's very economical on your pocket.
Hang on, I'm just going to try and answer something here. It's a wee bit confusing. No, Betty, I'm not asking you. Amy Crawford has come on to me saying, are there any links to compostables? And I'm asking, if it's in Europe or the rest of the world? So it's not specifically directed to you, Betty. Okay, great. So you are a lover of Lepidium Green Dragon then, yeah?
One of my absolute favorites. Yeah, I don't think there's any day in my shop when you can't have it. So if you live in Dublin and you're short on Lepidium, let me know, I have it.
Well, I'm sure the people at Danziger will be bouncing up and down, very happy at that comment.
One thing I want to say about this thing.
Yeah.
You know, those tiny little green leaves that come on the stem, they could turn yellow really quick, but they're very easy to just peel off or almost shake off. So if that happens, just shake them off and then just keep going with them, because this part, the little flowery part, will literally stay fresh I think 2 to 3 really easily.
Okay.
And anything and everything about the last thing I say is tried and tested.
See that again, darling?
Everything I say about the longevity of a product
Yeah.
is tried and tested.
Right. Yeah.
So I make it up.
Yeah, I know you're pretty passionate about that kind of thing. But while you're working, which
Yes.
by the way, this is gorgeous. I would love this. This is absolutely gorgeous.
So this,
While you're working, can I ask you another question, if I may? I noticed some of your comments to other florists on various platforms on social media about pricing things. Could you share some of your thoughts on that with us, please?
definitely. So my basic idea on it is just charge as much as you can. Because everything is worth what another person is willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you keep going and charging 20 euros for something that you can charge 34, you're leaving yourself short. And no other business would ever short sell themselves.
Yeah, that's true.
And there are also ups and downs in our business. We work with perishable items. So you would really want to make sure that you're covered.
Yeah.
And you know, in the summertime, when you buy things a little bit cheaper than in the wintertime, I keep my prices the same all year round.
There you go. Yeah, I know some growers who would be patting you on the back for that because they 100% agree with what you're saying.
But this is the thing. I mean, on the end of the day, what we're selling here is a luxury product. Be it a 20 euro bunch, be it a 300 euro bouquet or an arrangement for a corporate client. It's a luxury product. It's not bread. It's not milk. You don't need this to stay alive.
Yeah.
So why would you not charge luxury prices? The diamond shop never apologizes for his prices. A fancy shoe shop apologizes for his prices.
Absolutely not. Favorite buy of the week. So the business is going really well. I mean, I have watched and listened to your trials and tribulations of dealing with the public through the pandemic, etc. You know, it's been tough for you. Okay, so is this one finished, darling?
Finished, because all I wanted to do is so I wanted to keep the jip and the lepidium in focus. So I didn't cover it all up, but I also wanted to add some
video.
A bit extra.
Yeah, absolutely.
More expensive.
Absolutely. So, and the good news is, folks, if you keep watching
yeah, would you like me to put the candles on, or shall we save the fire?
So long as the fire alarm doesn't come on and men with hatchets don't come dashing in the door.
Yeah, maybe we won't. Maybe we will not. Okay.
But what I was going to say is we will be sharing photographs of all the finished designs on the Danziger live pages on social media, on Facebook. But also, if you get the newsletter, they'll be in there as well. Because Reka's actually a really good photographer herself. She's quite serious about her photography. Yeah. You would think I know you or something.
Once or twice, haven't I?
Yeah, true. Okay, so that was absolutely beautiful. So what are we on to now? What's the next? Okay.
I'm absolutely obsessed with these little bubbles.
Oh, here.
Yes, you can't see it so much on the camera, obviously.
Yeah.
But they little glass bubbles. They were originally Christmas ornaments, but I pulled out the little hanger and I glued them onto this wooden tray.
Okay. So are they tree decorations?
Christmas tree decorations, yeah.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah, they are Christmas bubbles, but they're see-through and they have this amazing finish that they make it look like they are soap bubbles. When you blow those bubbles. And the best with these, I use them all year round actually.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So they're like iridescent. It looks iridescent, the colors. Yeah.
Correct. Yes, that's the word I was looking for.
I can come up with words now and again.
So it's fun. We're going to use the fabulous scoop series. Some of the from the flowers. Raspberry scoop.
Love them.
They are absolutely amazing. They are so fabulous. And we're going to use some of the blackberry scoops, which are slightly dark, which they're much darker when they fully open, if you compare the two together.
Oh, fabulous.
It's just fascinating because this is what they look like when they're in a bud.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
And that's a raspberry one.
Uh-huh.
So when you see the edge of it, and then this is when it's open.
That's amazing. Isn't that gorgeous?
The shape, the texture, everything. And they last day in, day out. They just last forever.
They have the first time I saw them. Oh gosh.
People love them in my shop. We put them into pretty much everything as well.
Yeah, no, it's gorgeous.
So then we're going to use some of the Crespedium paintball, the little bubbles. Mm-hmm. Some of the Piuma pink limonium.
Yeah.
It's extremely good for lasting. It's really pretty. It gives sort of flow and, a bit of airiness or heavy block.
Yes.
Bright flowers, and then we're going to use the Million Star that I had used before on the Christmas wreath or the Advent wreath. Now, again, the Million Star, this is probably half of a good weight size. So that is giving you a lot to work. And guess what else?
I'm guessing. Tell me.
Green dragons again going in. So basically what we're going to do here is just going to cut these into little pieces and arrange them in our little Christmas decorations. Okay, some of these are broken because the poor things have traveled so much.
So I have to say hello to you from the lovely Morgana.
Hello.
Hello, Morgan, is the answer to that. And also from Salma. Salma is in Pakistan, from my memory.
Hello.
Yeah. Salma's a lovely woman. And Tina Nora says, you're looking good, Reka.
Thank you very much. I made an effort, didn't I?
That's a really nice thing to say to Reka, Tina. Absolutely. Yeah, what's fascinating is the fact that I think how often consumers don't realize how the flowers continue to open up. It's worked against certain flowers over the years, but certainly with the Curiosa is just amazing.
Yeah, and they're tricky ones, so you don't know when will they or won't they open. They obviously, what I have here, they came in all at the same time, so some opens quicker than the other, but I think that's also the beauty of it. So it makes your product, your composition more interesting again. Was something that you wanted to ask me before I started to speak?
What was that?
About the flowers. I don't know. So what I'm doing here is I'm just filling these little Christmas bubbles with my lovely little Scabiosa scoops. People love them when we have them in bouquets in the shop or any other products. it's funny that they point at different things, and you never know why they point at that specific thing, but they go, what is that? And if you have a scoliosis in something, it's always the scoliosis they point at.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay, Karen is asking me, or asking you, start again. Karen is asking, hi, Karen. Hi, Karen.
Hello.
Are these designs going to be part of your Christmas collection?
Some of it will, yes.
Yeah.
Not all the designs that we have here, but some of it will. A lot of these things we keep shop exclusive.
Yeah.
So you can't buy them online because some of these products need to be seen live to be appreciated.
Agreed. Yeah.
And it's also good to have the option of shop exclusive because it makes people to come to your shop.
Yeah. Yeah. That in itself is something to discuss, because with the state of the high street shopping being the way it is, if you can find a way to attract people to come into the shop, because there's one thing for sure, once you have them, you know, I've always said, if you can get someone inside your shop, it's half the battle, because once they're in, it's up to you to sell to them, you know.
And if they don't buy something on that day, there's more than likely that you're going to stick in their head as an option for next time.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they will remember your design. They will remember something that they had seen in your shop.
Yeah.
That's why you have to have, you don't sell these. I always tell people to have at least one in your shop to show that you can do this. Because you can't sell it if you don't have it. Nobody will ever come into your shop and tell you that, you know, will you make me a Christmas bubble arrangement, please?
Exactly. No, that's never going to happen. It's funny because there's another thing I believe in too, and trying to convince florists to think like this is, if you've got something to show, now not this particular case, but if you've got something in a display, to try and maximize on it. So if it's a small hanging container, for example, with some flowers in it, to maximize up the impact, you know, to not just have one hanging, you would have to have, like, you know, 15 hanging, and that sells up. You know, if you've got one, when Hanukkah was on, for example, she did one with, needless to say, wirework love hearts, but she said, you never just have the one in a shop, you would always have a series and then maybe a bigger one, so you can upsell from there. Yeah,
totally. Or you can have one really nice big thing and then you can sell a slice of it. You can sell a smaller one.
Yeah,
because very often it impresses people and they go, oh, that's beautiful, but that's a little bit too expensive. And I go, well, I could do a smaller version.
Yeah, exactly. Negotiations loud and clear. I do love it. Yeah, it's actually, you know, I remember once a great friend of mine, a very famous designer, who went to speak to this woman who'd been to one of her photo shoots, and she was the kind of person that didn't speak much, and I actually didn't think she would be a great person to sell flowers, you know, because her communication skills, I was asked if she'd enjoyed herself. I said, I don't know. I asked her and she just said yes. You know, there was nothing more than yes, no, that was it. And yeah, it was just, it was difficult. But then when he said to her, oh, well, what do you remember about going? And she started on this story about the flowers. She started talking about the flowers and the whole theory behind the flowers and the growing process. And he said, can I ask you a question? She said, yeah. He said, are you selling a lot of these flowers? She said, oh yeah, I've sold so many of them, because she was telling a story.
Yes, people love stories. And, you know, if they're there because they have to wait for something, you know, while you're wrapping up a thing, it's only a couple of minutes and you can tell a nice little story quick. And they appreciate it very much.
Absolutely.
So you have to tell a story.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's better than discussing the weather outside. Let's face it.
Yeah, definitely.
Irish weather is very similar to Scottish weather.
Now, I'm just adding in a few little grasses. So I added in some white gyp to bring through the color of the tray.
Heidi says hi from California. Lucky girl.
Hello, hi.
California is so beautiful.
Oh my God, I love your I love your state. It's so beautiful.
It's a beautiful state. It really is, yeah.
So I was
Reka's
talking.
a very well-traveled lady.
Yeah, so I'm very fussy about colors. So I kind of wanted to have something here. Oh, one of my bubbles came loose. Never mind.
It's a story of a girl's life. I've got bad news
It's
for
gonna
you.
mishaps that have to happen.
Well, it's called live demonstrations. You don't
Yeah.
worry about it. You really don't.
And now I'm adding a few little grasses just again to pick up the
Yeah,
color of
lightness.
yellow.
So tell me about colors at Christmas. Clearly red and green is still popular, but are people open to other colorways?
Well, I make them to be open.
Excellent. We like
You
that.
have to offer different colors to people because number one, it's a huge thing on the continental Europe that you have a lot of purple and pink.
Yeah.
Purple is actually traditional Advent colors.
Ah.
So the original Advent wreath had 3 purple and 1 pink candle on it. It's a religious thing, but people still go and buy different Advent wreaths. I'm sure German florist friends and other continental friends can tell you that how many they sell, and they do them really modern. They do them really different colors, not just the traditional colors. But yes, so pink and purple is traditional, and also, like I said before, I love natural colors, natural products, and let's face it, there's not much with the red that grows outside in the winter, is there? Apart from berries.
Yeah, that's a valid point. Yeah, that is valid. That's true. I still,
You know,
it's actually for me at Christmas time, I have a certain partiality for certain types of flowers. But oh, here we go. A big long question.
Mhm.
And then take them off at last. Oh, right. Okay, so this is from Morgana, and he's asking about your online offering. So your Christmas collection online. Oh, bye, Catherine. She's saying she has to leave, but thanks so much for the demonstrations. Catherine, you can watch the full demonstration later because it will be posted on Danziger Live later. But back to Morgan. Can I ask Reka, do you limit the amount of designs? So like 20 of each, for example, and then take them offline to guarantee a price?
Yeah.
Do you keep buying flowers for each design, especially when the prices have never fluctuated as so much?
So most of my products are florist choice. So we try and stick with colors and flowers that are affordable to use, and they stick with the we don't specify flowers and colors anymore in our products because this gives us the most flexibility. And our online products are limited for the Christmas period or all other peaks because that's the only way to do it.
Right.
So we do a prep work. I have a very small shop, but I have a large warehouse. So we do a lot of prep work in the warehouse before the peaks, and then we work from there. So once, if I say I have 20 of this or 50 of that, once that 20 or 50 is gone, they're gone. They're taken off the web shop, and there's no more buying for that particular product. I hope that answers.
No, it does. But Morgan's saying he's only asking as his customers are wanting exact products at peaks, but Flora's choice for the rest of the year. But I think you've actually covered that really well, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, you can always get what you want, if you're willing to pay for it. But I can't, you know, and it differs from shop to shop. You can go, you know, you can say yes, but it's up to you.
I think the terms location, location, location.
It all depends on your shop, yes. So I'm I think I've finished this little bubbly one.
Yeah. Okay, great.
I know it's not really Christmas, but the bubbles make it Christmas, and you can do it with different colors. You can do red bubbles. You can add little stars, little.
Yeah. And you've added some cut poinsettia there by the looks of
them. I love them as a cut flower.
They're beautiful.
And they love, they look really nice, and the little white ones make your product, you know, that much more pretty. So maybe we'll add another one.
Okay.
I just add one more for the crack.
Yeah, it's great. No, it's good. That's lovely. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
I must say your kitchen will be looking great tonight when
Pardon?
everybody comes home. I said your kitchen's going to look really great tonight when everybody comes home. No food, but lots of flowers.
I think I'll be cleaning until midnight, but don't mind. So I have.
Okay, here's another question. How much would you charge for the bauble arrangement? Can I ask a question, Brenda? Where are you located? Because I think we've covered it's about location where you are, but obviously Reka's based in Ireland. So a rough ballpark, how much would you charge for that kind of design, Reka?
I didn't work this out because I just popped the flowers in, but I would imagine somewhere around, let me think. It's quite a few bottles, but then again, you can do it in a smaller version.
Yeah.
I would imagine this one to be around the €100 mark.
Yeah, I thought that. About €100?
200. Some shops could only charge 50. So I don't know. I mean, it's not a good question to ask how much would you charge for this and that, because it's the same question as how long is a piece of string.
Exactly. Yeah. This lady is actually based in Canada, but she's still curious. But she says, thank you. So unique. Aha! It's one of the Reka Christmas trees. Yay! I love your trees.
A little red. So I used a frame that I could buy. It's if you were in Europe, most of the wholesalers, the Dutch wholesalers would have this. It used to be a candle holder, but instead I made a little Christmas tree out of it. I put 2 test tubes in there.
Yeah, I see them. Yeah.
I made a little wire mesh with red bullion wire.
Sure.
Oh, by the way, I wanted to buy a lot of bullion wires because I just realized that I'm running out of them and there was none to be bought. So I think Hanneke must have bought them all.
Wow, if there's wires,
and I have
probably be with Hanneke, that's for sure.
I know. So I have made that little wire mesh and I put Gypsophila Excellence through it.
Okay.
Is a dyed Excellence. It's dyed burgundy.
Okay.
It's a color. I'm actually, you know, there's a lot to be said for some colored flowers, because this is one of your selling points. A colored gyp or a colored something else might be cheaper, a colored grass, than an actual flower.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to use instead of, say, a red gerbera or a red whatever, you know. Now, I'm not putting down gerberas. I'm just saying that, you know, you could just alternate and twist and maybe use a different color gerbera. Cheaper.
Sure.
So I'm so that's the Excellence Red or Burgundy in my little Danziger cut flower shop. The good thing about the colored ones also is that they always use the heavy ones to paint.
Ah, right. Okay.
So you really get very good value for money in your little colored thing. And little green dragons again.
Wow, there's a surprise. So
And
there's
yeah.
nothing going in.
All I'm going to do is just put in a few little stands. Another beautiful product of Danziger is the cut calancho.
Aren't they gorgeous? Aren't they just gorgeous? Beautiful.
They are so pretty. They're so good for lasting. I had calancho cut flowers in my shop for, I don't know, donkey's years, like very long time. They're very pretty, lovely little texture. Again, a good thing to add red to your designs, especially if you make small ones, you know, little bottles, little boxes, containers, anything, because there's a lot in one head.
Yeah, in one stem is really good.
You can distribute one stem throughout the design really well.
Also very useful for bridal work because of the small flower heads. You know, there's like no waste on these products at all.
No.
And the stems are great. They're nice and strong.
Very
Carrie Marshall Foster is on to say hi.
Hello, Caroline.
She is loving the Poinsettia Princess.
Yeah.
So much impact. Yeah,
The poinsettia lady, isn't she?
it totally has. There's no question.
Mm.
But I love these too, Carrie. These are gorgeous. It's funny because I'm talking to the chat box. Isn't that a bit of a worry? Why is no one answering me when I talk to the chat box? How strange is that?
Isn't it? So my other thing, again, we're gonna put a few scoops in there.
Yeah.
Here is the black scoop. I'm putting a few stems on both sides because this is a fairly airy see-through design.
Yeah.
So if you put it in a place where it's, you know, some very fancy houses have these divider shelves that just divide the space, but they don't have a back. Those and see it from both sides.
Okay, I'm just typing an answer here to Amy Crawford, and she's saying, does the tree frame have a specific name? And I'm saying, you can correct me if I'm wrong, it's actually a candle holder available from wholesalers sourced from the Netherlands.
Yes. So if you're Amy Crawford is in UK, isn't she?
Sorry?
Amy Crawford, she's in the UK, isn't she?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. So look, if you're buying from the Dutch wholesalers directly,
Oh, hang on. She's from California.
Oh, okay.
Okay, tricky.
I will find a name after this, and people can hit me in private messages.
Okay, did you catch that, Amy? If you want to send some messages to Reka after the event, she will answer you. But what I will say is there is at least one company in America that I know of that buys in European product. But I don't have one of their current catalogs available to me just now, but they do buy in European product. So maybe they might be able to help you. But yeah.
So the other,
you could bring them out to California for you. There you go. You could put them in a backpack.
so another little thing I'm putting in here is again a bit of the purple enchanté limonium.
Okay, enchanté.
Yeah, the new variety. It's the most amazing little thing. I will use more of it later, but they're the gorgeous little things. And one of my Christmas color combination, if it's red, it has to have a bit of purple in it. I just love purple and red together.
Red and purple together are gorgeous. Yeah.
It's not it's not everybody's cup of tea, I know that.
Sure.
But I think it's curious looking and it's very elegant looking, and people love something that looks a bit different from the
I'm typing here, trying to type and read at the same time. Rico. Okay.
or two little wonder orchids, one here on this side
Okay.
and one on the other.
Okay, so here we go. This is Eileen. Oh, hi, Eileen. Eileen is asking, good evening. There you go. I'm loving this arrangement. Roughly how long would this kind of arrangement last? I'm in the UK and will be exhibiting at a Christmas market next week, Sunday.
I would very comfortably give it 2 weeks because of the scopes,
Sure.
but 3 because of everything else. The calancho will last a month. The jip is going to just dry out really nicely.
So she could have them made up, ready to rock, and then.
Oh, absolutely. This is my whole thing. Most of the things I do for Christmas are things that can be prepared. You know, they can be 70-80% prepared in weeks and weeks ahead.
Yeah.
I start greening my arrangements in about 10 days time.
Really?
Yeah. And I tried and tested and they do last. The little Christmas box that you used for the picture, the promotion picture for today, I think my room for 5 or 6 weeks and it's still going strong. And my house is really, really warm.
Sure.
So that's Christmas tree.
That's gorgeous. It's really lovely.
I don't have see of it, but it's a very little delicate little see-through
No, it's
thing.
gorgeous.
And the scoop.
Absolutely gorgeous. I love it. Mm.
What else have we done? So because we spoke about the hat boxes, we might as well just move on to one of those, shall we?
Okay, but listen, before we do, can we talk about your other Christmas trees you've got there? Just quickly, because I'm watching time. Can we talk about your Christmas trees that you make? I mean, you just sell these by the hundredweight, don't you?
I do, because they when we used to have a prop window, I loaded my window with this. And I thought it was just supposed to be decoration, and people kept coming and buying them. And they just kept buying and buying and buying. And I said, okay, we just have to make them. So I have a small version. It's very simple to make. It's quick to make. So I'll show you how I do them.
Okay. Well, even if you just give people the idea.
Yeah, I can do that too. So we have a piece of a tree trunk.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then we have a twig or a piece of wood or something. This specific one is a stem of a malus apple. And
right. So
I put away the sticks.
Waste not, want not. Well done, that girl.
Exactly. So what I do then is I grab a bunch of, I'll show you.
Okay.
I won't make, I'll show you. I grab a bunch of little bits and bobs. You could use little things that broken off of your previous designs and whatnot. Mix them up like this. Just keep them upside down. And put them around your stick.
Yeah. Bind it. Yeah.
If you go, small ones are happy enough with just the real wire, you know, this the mossing.
Yeah.
But if you do big ones, I would suggest that you start with a cable tie or something very strong for the first 2 or 3 layers.
Sure.
And then just keep going on and on. And then once you finish, then you're happy with the end. You just work off the end. You can cover it with moss, you can cover it with nice wire work, you can cover it with just flowers or Christmas decoration, or any of that little things. And I love these because they remind me of my Christmas trees back home.
No, they're great. I love them. The first time I saw you do them, I thought, what a good commercial idea. Just brilliant. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a dried one today from last year. We were bringing back the stuff. I put it away in the warehouse, and I asked to bring it back from the warehouse so that I could take off the last year's foliage and put fresh one on. And it was standing in the shop, and somebody came in and bought it because she says, "Oh, I was looking for a dried Christmas tree." So but they remind me of my years back home in Hungary back in the days, because we had every time I went to buy a Christmas tree, planted rental trees and artificial trees weren't the thing. So I went to the market and everybody was looking for the most perfect Christmas tree.
Always.
And everybody always does. And I felt really sorry for the poor ones that aren't so perfect.
Oh.
I decided that I will buy the ugliest tree ever. And every time I went, I just asked for the ugliest tree. So that one time I ended up with a tree that only had it was a perfect corner tree, or only had 4 twigs here and there.
Yeah.
This charming little imperfection of these trees always reminds me of that, because the whole idea in these ones are that they are, I don't know how much you can see.
I can. Could you maybe, is it possible to bring one closer to your camera? Just because there's a couple of questions coming in. They're saying, how long do the Christmas trees last for? I can almost tell. Well, she's just sold one from last year, dried, but on you go. How long?
They last very, very long.
Yeah.
You can start making them, now.
Yeah.
Because even if they dry out a little bit, a lot of the winter foliage will not drop, they will just dry.
Yeah.
And you can use a lot of things. You can use twigs, you can use eucalyptus, you can use all sorts of things. Literally, the imagination is the limit.
And also limonium, because the limonium dries,
Right.
It's perfect in that.
Yeah. And the other one, so in this one, we have the limonium enchanté, which is a new little one, and it's beautiful. With the middle of it, they have little white glitters in the middle.
That's right.
They dry really nicely. They keep the color, they keep the shape, and the shape of the stem is just a fabulous.
That's great.
Yeah.
I hope that answers you, Pamela. Yeah, they do last, but then just be careful. Your choice, or if you're going to use conifers, just be sure to use the ones that don't drop. So don't. Yeah, be careful about it.
So, are we making a wedding bouquet or a?
I don't know. We're now something you can do in 10 minutes. What do you think?
Oh, a wedding bouquet.
Okay. Actually, I've been told to continue. So yeah. Okay. Danziger is saying you're really interesting. Please keep going. So there you go. That's a good sign.
All right. Yeah.
Whatever you want, Danziger, happy. Yeah. All good. It's a miracle. They're happy. Yes. Betty must be on the coffee. That's what's going on.
This is going to be our little Christmas bouquet.
Oh gosh, that's gorgeous. Isn't that just gorgeous?
This is a framed bouquet, but it's very quick to make because you don't have to make the frame from scratch.
Okay.
So you can use either one of this, the classic wreath frames.
Yeah, brilliant.
Or you can use one of the bouquet frames.
Okay, cool.
And just add your bits onto it.
It's really great.
So what I did was I wired on I have a blank. What is this gorgeous Christmas tree called? Alison, do you know the long leaf?
It's Scots pine.
That. And then obviously I twisted in some green dragons.
Yeah, of course. Green dragon.
They dry perfectly too. So technically you can have this frame before your wedding, 2 weeks ahead. no problem.
Excellent.
Then I added in some Christmas cones and also pretty limonium Puma pink. It's a lovely pink. It's a lovely subtle colored pink. And I'm going to add in a few.
I have to tell you that Monica, who is based in Oslo in Norway, says she's loving your Christmas trees. They are just perfect, and she will absolutely try to make similar ones.
Oh, thank you. I'm very happy.
I think that's a huge compliment coming from Norway, for goodness sake. You know?
It is indeed, because the Norwegian florists are better than Scandinavians in general.
In general, they're great.
So much ahead of us.
Yeah.
Here.
Often. They're coming into their own now. Oh.
So my idea of a wedding bouquet is not the perfect shape.
Yeah.
My idea is a pretty selection of products and something slightly different. Something still, the whole idea of this winter thing is that you can, you know, making a frame on the frame is fairly quick.
Yeah.
You can have that frame ready in about, even if you're working really slow, I'd say 20 minutes. So I'm adding more scoops because I'm addicted to them. But you can do as little as you like or as many as you like. Two of my colleagues, I'm lucky enough at the moment, I have 4 employees. One of them is not even a florist, and when I had the frame ready, he thought that that's it, this is the end of it. And then my trainee florist said, I actually love it like that, so I would easily take it without the flowers. And you could.
I think so, yeah. Because excuse me, there is a sort of ongoing thing, isn't there, for the natural style bouquet, and
yeah,
absolutely meets the criteria. And honestly, it doesn't need that much added to it because it is so beautiful.
No.
That's what Salma's saying here. She's saying, and to think that's just the base.
You could use it both ways. I'm just bringing a few more cones. By the way, this fella here is your cheapest flyer for Christmas, so load everything.
Yeah.
And you can buy them on the sticks, you can buy them on their own. They're very natural. Just add a few more cones. And
You know, oh, oh, well, that's Carrie good.
princess, yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to add 2 princesses in to represent the happy new couple.
Uh-huh.
I love flowers in 2s anyway. It's I think 2 is the new 3.
It's absolutely, you won't have me disagree. I think that's absolutely gorgeous, really gorgeous.
So I have that. I'm just gonna tie it off. So this is how, so you can make this frame. You can add more foliage if you want it to be a bit more, you know,
Trailing, yeah.
trailing or a bit more open. I'm just conscious about the time here, so I am trying to move on to next designs.
Yeah,
but you get,
you are.
don't you?
Okay.
And again,
We've just had a question from Irina Victoria to say,
hello, Irina.
She joined a little bit late, but happy to see you. I'm wondering if we get the recording of this to see the trees. They look awesome, definitely very cool inspiration. And I've said, yeah, no problem. The full demonstration will be available on the Danziger Live Facebook page. Just like the page and you'll be able to see it all there. Okay.
Oh, by the way,
I love it.
If you make this frame and you feel like just selling it in your shop, you can do that too.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be a wedding bouquet. You can just make it a bit more, leave longer stems, make it a bit more.
Yeah, no,
And
but that's
go for a hand-tied bouquet.
Brenda is in love with your bridal. She says, absolutely loving the combo. I agree, Brenda. Yeah.
So this was another example of Christmas isn't only red.
Yeah, that's true, darling. I think Reka's proving a point here, you know.
What else do we have? Okay, so I have this candle holder.
This is the one that Betty's talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
She finds this fascinating. I understand now, Betty. Totally understand. Yeah. Okay.
I bought the candle holder again from the any main Dutch supplier would have it for you.
Yeah.
In their sundry list. It's a wire cage, and inside I can't tilt it because I will pour the water out, but inside inside it has 5 candle holders. And whoever designed it was the most clever, because there's a space for a tea light, but then underneath the tea light there's a narrower hole, so you can also put a taper, you know, a tall. So it's really smart. So if you have these really tall candles, you can make a completely different design. And then I just added some natural cones from the larynx, and then lots of little test tubes, and we're going to fill them with lovely Danziger products.
Okay. Now I'm going to try and say this name, but I know that I'm going to get this wrong. So please don't get upset and don't go in the huff or anything, because Reka will tell you that my pronunciations are dreadful. Okay. Can I spell this to you, Reka? Because I think you might be able to pronounce this for me.
Yeah.
Z-S-U-Z-S-A. Z-S-U-Z-S-A.
I can't.
Okay. Zuza, that's what we're calling you.
Zuzi, Tsuki. Zuzi.
Okay. Hi, Suki. Hiya. Okay, thank you. This bouquet is wow, she says.
I think if it's the Zuzi I'm thinking of, it's my friend. Hello, Tsuki.
Aww.
Yes.
Say sorry to her on my behalf about my pronunciation being dreadful.
So,
okay, let's go for it then.
Let's go for this one here, because Betty loves it so much.
Betty was having one of those moments.
So, one of the products I'm going to put into this.
What have you got there? Oh!
Green dragon.
It's green dragon, but it's red.
Only. Excuse me.
I'm suspecting there's a few Irish people coming in directly to Danziger marketing saying that they love the bouquet. Yeah, Geraldine's one, and Finola, is it? How do you?
Finola.
There you go. They both love it. Thank you, ladies. And Gina Patel says the candle stand has so much potential. You are right there, lady.
It has. So the green dragons are dyed burgundy.
It's now red.
So
you know, that is actually quite gorgeous. Now, don't red material normally.
You know me, I'm not a dyed product.
I know you're not. No.
But these and the Excellence Jip dyed, I think they're gorgeous, and they come in all different colors. Again, they do the very heavy colors with the very heavy weight when they dye them.
Yeah.
So they're good addition to anything if you just need a touch of red.
Yeah, yeah. That's true.
I have
a subtle red. It's not like red. It's like subtle.
Not a classic in your face red. It's a dark burgundy red. It's probably with the lights and the kind of Random Studio, it's different, but it's a really nice dark burgundy color.
Yeah.
And the green comes through it here and there. So it's actually fascinating if you can look at it close.
It's like a transparent thing.
It is. So I have test tubes a lot around and a few inside. You do this, just be careful that you don't put anything inside that might cause the fire. So just be really careful of your pieces that you put into them. A little bit of a eucalyptus berry here, just to add another texture and a little bit of interest.
You've got some great photographs of you out in the forest collecting foliage. It reminds me of me when I was younger and could walk. Because there's such similarities between our approaches to nature. So yeah, you're always in your happiest times, aren't you? When you're.
You really are.
Yeah, it's true.
So I buy all our foliage from a local Irish farm.
Okay.
I visit the farm fairly often to look at the crops, to see how they develop, to see the new varieties that they're bringing on. It's my happy place. I absolutely love going there. And it's fairly close to me. It's about a half an hour in a car, and it's in
That's nothing.
No, and it's the lovely Wicklow Mountains, which is one of Ireland's most fabulous parts.
Well, there's a lady called Teresa O'Brien. I'm assuming she could be Irish as well with a name like that.
Yes.
She says, I have to head off now, but thank you so much. We really enjoyed it, and we'll check out the remainder afterwards on Facebook. Bye, Teresa.
So then here we come with the
yeah, Craspedia.
Craspedia paintball.
Yeah.
I love to call them lollipops sometimes because people remember.
Yeah.
We have these bunches outside the shop almost every day. They have the Craspedia paintball. They have another variety of the purple limonium,
Right.
and most of the time Excellence Jip. And we call them and then they have a few of the paintballs.
Yeah.
But we call them the lollipop bunches because that's how people remember. And it's just the three things together, but they're really pretty.
Well, actually,
And they're very.
when I first started working with Danziger,
I think we need a few.
and the girls, they were boasting about the size of their. She said the thing about Danziger, Alison, is that we grow big balls, and you know, after that I knew I had to work with them, because anyone that says something like that has got to be on my team. Oh, here you go. Okay, so here's Catherine B is saying, apologies, Alison, but we have to leave. But thank you. It's been really interesting, and I'll catch up on Facebook. Bye, Catherine B. Yes, it has been interesting, hasn't it? I mean, our Reka is full of tips, hints, and tales that just are really inspirational. And the funny thing about you is you don't even realize how good you are, Reka.
Oh, really?
You don't realize how good you are, do you? No. How often have I had to hug you?
No, too often. You're probably sick of it at some point when we are together, because I'm just not.
Oh, it's fine. Okay.
You know, it's good enough to. It's good to have confidence, but which I do have, as you know. But,
me? Yeah. Okay. Here's a question.
yeah.
Have you placed the test tubes at different heights, please?
I personally haven't placed them at different heights. I just got my flyers into different heights. But it's very easy to place them at different heights. You just put them wherever you feel like putting them.
Yeah.
And this frame, it comes in all sorts of different sizes. So if you think this is too big for your shop or too big for your client's budget or whatever, you can buy one that only has one little candle holder in the middle or 3, and then they have bigger ones with 7. So there's a whole range of these, and I think they also come in black.
Ah, okay, interesting.
So there's a lot of room for.
Okay, what I'm trying to say here is I've typed it wrongly. Is Nicola Evans is on. She's saying hi Reka, hi Alison. And hi Nicola is not supposed to say nigh, it is definitely hi.
Oh, okay, hi. So I'm just adding another yellow thing.
Yeah.
Freesias, just to have a little different shape, a different texture, and also to kind of, you know, incorporate.
Yeah.
Have the yellow coming through. I'm fussy about the colors. I love unusual color combinations, and I use a lot of unusual color combinations. But my rule is that they somewhat have to come through the design, so they can't just have one block of that color.
Sure.
And then again, red calando. That we're gonna put in here. Also a beautiful Danziger product.
Okay.
Like we said, the last stages.
I've got a message, another message from Carrie Marshall Foster to say sadly she has to leave, but stunning designs as always. Well done, Reka, and thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. And as you can tell, we're needing to, I'm sorry to rush you now, Reka, but we're needing to wind up. How about you just do one side? Would that be okay? Of this?
Oh yeah, if you and I'll finish off for the photographs later.
Okay.
Okay. So we're kind of thereabouts on one side. I also have a little bracken fern, again a colored product, so you can buy from the sundry section just to add. I'm obsessed with the shape of the ferns.
Yeah. Okay. Can I?
Here and there.
Hazel. Info. Okay, so I've tried to answer this one. This is from Hazel Wilson. Where is the best place to find a list of major Dutch suppliers, please, that deliver to UK for things like the candle holders? Thank you. So what I've suggested is that she puts that question on Danziger Live, Reka, and if you can help, you'll post something there for her. Okay.
Okay, so we did sort of just one side.
Okay, great.
Okay, and this one, I'm going to risk it, and I'm going to light up the candles in it because
oh wow. Oh, I love it. Yeah.
The light comes through your little stems.
Oh, isn't that lovely?
So let me just see. I'll try and lift it up in a second and bring it a little closer because I don't know how much you guys can see. I don't see what you see.
No, it's good. You're fine. Don't worry.
So that's the idea, and then it's really pretty when the candlelight shines through.
Yeah,
them.
romantic actually.
Okay. Indeed, yeah. And so that's that. I'm gonna blow them out just in case.
Okay.
And then, so are we going on with another one?
No, I'm sorry,
No.
we don't have any time left. But okay, so Monica saying wonderful inspiration, lots of ideas, and thank you very much. I'm looking forward to the next broadcast. The next broadcast is not until January, Monica, when we will have the amazing Frédéric Dupré from France doing an alternative Valentine's Day, quite tongue-in-cheek. Reka, that was brilliant. Honestly, you're just great and inspirational with your ideas about how to approach your customer base and clients. I can't thank you enough. I really can't. You've been
Thank
great.
Much. No, thank you.
Going us into your home, for goodness sake. That's ridiculous.
You can
Oh.
always come. You can always come into my home. You know that.
Oh, I know that, darling. I know. Except I'll never leave if I come. You can see all these things about how wonderful you are and how superb it is when you finish tonight. Just read through them, Reka, because I think
Right.
that's gonna be really good for you. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Alison and Reka, I must say that you were an inspiration.
Oh, thank
And
you.
it was amazing how many questions and how many answers we gave and how many tips. And I promise that we will organize all of the tips that you were mentioning, and we will collect them and send them on Danziger Live and on our newsletter in an organized way, so everyone will have all the ideas, all the tips, all the everything. So really, it was amazing. Really wonderful job. And I know that you had another arrangement to show us. But Maximum will use the picture and we'll share it with the Danziger Live members, so they will be able to see it and get inspired.
Perfect.
So thank you very much, and I hope everyone that you enjoyed, and thank you for all of your questions. It was very, very inspiring. And thank you, Alison, as well. It was really great.
Oh, can I just squeeze one little
Of
thing?
course.
Tina Koskinen from Finland sends you her love. She loved it, Reka.
Oh, thank you, Tina. That's
Tina, yeah.
the thing for me.
But you have to read this. There's a list like this. My
Okay.
eyes are going skew whiff as it's scrolling up the page. So
Okay.
I think we're proud of you, and you're very welcome. So I see you guys all next year in January when we've got the lovely Frederick.
And Merry Christmas to everyone.
Yeah. Oh, Merry Christmas. Yeah.
When it will be Christmas, it's soon.
One more thing.
Oh, here you go. Hanny says one of the best demonstrations ever.
Oh,
I'm
thank
so
you.
happy.
But thanks for everyone for having me. Thanks for Alison. Thanks for Danziger Flyers and all the crew. Thanks for all the visitors who came and watched. You are an inspiration to me, because if you weren't here, this would have made no sense.
Baby girl.
Reka, it was a real pleasure.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So good night, goodbye, and I'm really sorry you're going to have to get a carry-out meal for dinner.
Enjoy.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.